This for the niggas and bitches and niggas who be hitting them switches and pulling them triggers, who be crumbling weed and rolling them swishers. Keep on banging on corners and drinking that liquor. Keep that thug shit real when you fucking with me. Keep your sights on steel when you gunning for me. I put my pistol in your mouth and tell your ass to goggle. Gangsta shit so potent it should be sold in bottles. Take a sip and go to hell, get drunk and then end up in the trunk. Fuck jail, you thinking DUI? No, that ain't how you die. It was my thugs and slugs that was the reason why. You niggas thought I was soft, but now it's blood that you caught. And now these shells hit the ground as I'm busting off. 9 double in Beretta, no there's nothing better. Tear the flesh in your chest and now your shirt is wetter. Me and this wild wild together like we husband and wife. This gangsta shit ain't just a song, it's a way of life. We are the love.
Bloodshed, pussy niggas is dead. Hollow points tipped with lead, putting gaps through heads. That's what it be like when the street lights get to flickering. Niggas get to bickering and slugs get to tickling. We them niggas that just don't ask. We take your cash, transplant a foot in your ass. Right hand to your left eye. Hey, Mr. Tough Guy, when slugs fly, I guarantee your shirt won't dry. In times of peace, my niggas playing wars. Stack dope, sit mowing, then we bang whores. We been through gang wars. We bout that green, we bout that murder scene. Pull a tool that's sure to leave your shoulders clean. Cause when it all goes down, I got that heat. You was slow on the draw, and now you worm me. Because
we are the thugs.
Y'all niggas ain't shit but wannabes, it's love. But not for my fucking enemies, it's blood. For my niggas, I was shorty bleed my blood. For my niggas, I was shorty bleed. It's Gio, the same nigga that was ready for war, ready for fame and everything it had in store. And I ain't changed, I'm still on the block with my dog. Smoking weed, busting shells, leaving the block for the fall. For my niggas who didn't get to see me achieve. Some died over beef and some died over greed. I'm smoking weed, I'm trying to get rid of the pain. Lord, please bless me to continue my thing. I'm from the streets, and it's been a hard knock life. I'm in it deep, and that's why I don't think nice. I don't sleep, and that's why I don't like lights. I hold heat, and that's why you won't blink twice.
We are the thugs. We're born to die. When it all goes down, talk to me. We also go money for bitches and get high. When it all goes down, nigga. When it all goes down, talk to me.
What y'all wanna bang with me, bust them things with me? These little bitch ass niggas can't hang with me. Why be the hood of the no good? Breaking your studio niggas down to the flow wood. I'm here to check the game, nigga, respect the name. Or I'ma pull my 4-5 out and select the brain, inject the pain, and leave you for the news to cover. Another victim of Mac Lover, wild motherfucker. Y'all ain't never seen a motherfucking street like me. Ballin' from the Midwest, bringing heat like me. So niggas make way, cause I'ma bring it to you hard. No mercy on your mark, so bow down to my facade and feel the pressure. A real thugs from the streets, we do what we wanna do. Nigga, fuck the police, I'm the mouth of madness. Bringing the pain and the sadness, I be the baddest. Smoking niggas to the ashes, Alpha and Omega. Spitting raw from thug data, dark as Darth Vader with the strength of the creator.
Yes, sir. Let's do this. When it all goes down, nigga. When it all goes down, talk to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the building. Let's get ready to do this. Y'all looking for me? Well, hey, here I is. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab. I want to send a shout out to everybody that's supporting the channel, clicking the like button. Let's get ready to do this. I
I'm so glad to be here tonight, even though I'm here with a really sad story, but I'm here nonetheless. This is just one of those things that need to be talked about, and it's in my city, and it's like, I'm gonna do this. This is what needs to be done. So we're gonna try to get the good, the bad, and the ugly out of all of this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's do some shout outs. Let me give a shout out to my man DJ Matt 121. Give a shout out to Amanda K. Give a shout out to DJ. Shout out to Crestline Iceberg. Give a shout out to Maine Thomas, Sylvester M. What's happening? And last but definitely not least, my good thing, my forever chick, my baby's mamas. What's going on, baby? Hey, let's go ahead and let's get started, and let's do, you know what, let's do the favorite part of my show first, then I can do my thing. Let's do that.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
All right, so let's do this. Let's just talk about, well, I'm just going to talk about what has happened. So there is a guy by the name of Lieutenant Dwayne Williams. He's a retired Chicago firefighter. Been retired for about 2 years. He was at a popcorn shop, and this popcorn shop that he was at is without a doubt the best popcorn shop in the city. All that shit y'all hear, y'all tourists hear about Garrett's. Garrett's ain't got shit on Let's Get Pop. But anyway, he's at a popcorn shop, and he's coming out of this popcorn shop with his popcorn, and he gets into a shootout with 3 dudes who are trying to carjack him. And a lot of people saw this video. I've seen the video. I've watched it a couple of times, and I'm gonna break it down. But my thing is this. I guess one of the things after I saw the footage, I was shocked by it, and I was upset about it. You know, just had a whole roller coaster of emotions about it. And one of the things that I guess that bothered me about it was, I said, well, this happened a few days ago. And there is no mistake as to what happened in this video. Now, the fact that people in the city of Chicago have known that this has happened is one thing. But now that the video footage has been released, you have an innocent man, a man who served his city. Okay? He served his city as a Chicago fireman, a firefighter. And let me tell you something, in case you didn't know, firefighters are some of the bravest men and women you will ever know. The handful of women that are there, they brave because they did the job, they took the job. But these are the guys, and it's the same for police officers, but these are the guys that day in and day out go towards the danger. When a motherfucker is running out of a burning building, they are the ones that run in. So his level of service in just that capacity alone, regardless of what he's done as a man outside of the job, that alone garners enough respect to where anything like this that has happened to him should be unacceptable to everyone, especially in the city. Now, I don't know if this has reached the national level or not. God damn it, it didn't reach my level. And the fact that the city is not in an uproar, it's troubling to me. So when I hear people talk about, and I saw that DJ posted that shit in there, he put the Black Lives Matter with the eyes, like, where the fuck are they? when you talk about Black Lives Matter, when you talk about, yes, when you talk about Black Lives Matter, when you talk about the things that are going on in the city, all the innocent people that get killed by the crooked, racist cops, the systematic racism that goes on day in and day out, all of those things that you talk about. And then you see a man like this get gunned down, and the city ain't rioted, they ain't looted, they ain't protested a motherfucking thing. This is why I don't fuck with Black Lives Matter. This is why when people try to tell me that, oh, well, you know, you a coon, you know, so you all you do is talk about your own people, you just sit and you just criticize, and all you do is talk about the negative shit that black folks do, and that shit just ain't cool, bro. I just don't agree with that shit. You know, you a Trump supporter, you voted for Trump, you know, nigga, you got your shit is fucked up. You got all this shit. You a conservative, don't really know you a conservative. You don't even know what that shit means. All that bullshit that motherfuckers talk and be the main ones talking about I'm for my people. And when you have a man like this get gunned down in the city and you don't hear a motherfucker, see a motherfucker, don't see a man motherfucker in the street, don't see nan motherfucker protesting, don't see nan motherfucker talking about we tired of this, we gonna shut down the city, we gonna go down to Michigan Avenue and we gonna block the expressway. Where's all that shit at? This is the shit I'm talking about when I say Black Lives Matter ain't shit but a domestic terrorist group. This is the shit I be talking about when I say niggas is full of shit because they'll protest for a motherfucker like George Floyd, they'll protest for a motherfucker like Jacob Blake, all these other motherfuckers that was doing wrong shit and got gunned down, got shot, choked out. Y'all will tear the motherfucking world up for them niggas. But a fucking man who did nothing but serve the people of the city of Chicago, put his fucking life on the line every goddamn day. Crickets. Crickets. You hear nothing. And when I hear that, ain't no mayor out in the streets. Everybody, that all of the political activists, how come ain't nobody flying in for this man? Where's the Al Sharptons? Where's the Jesse Jackson? He right there in Chicago. Where are all these people at? Where the Father Flagers at? Where all of the political activists? Where are all these motherfuckers at now? Because this here is exactly what the fuck I talk about when I'm saying the biggest threat to black folks is niggas. This is the biggest problem that black folks have. This is the shit, all of that, we gotta fight racism. We gotta get equal opportunity under, all that's bullshit. This is the problem that black folks have right here, right now. You had 4 niggas roll up in the car, 3 get out, shoot this man down, and then ride the fuck off in a stolen car, trying to steal another car, and ain't nobody saying shit. Crickets. Everybody quiet. Ain't nobody thinking about this family. That man had kids and everything. He had a wife. He was trying to enjoy the very thing he worked his ass off for. He just wanted to retire and live his life with his family, his grandkids, his friends. That's all he wanted to do. Oh, but he don't get to do that because there's some niggas out in the streets that think they deserve to have his car, his Jeep. We gonna take this nigga Jeep, so fuck what he did. Fuck what he worked for. It's all about what the fuck are we gonna do when this type of shit happens, as opposed to just saying, oh, well, we just asking for the police to continue to do their investigation. We need everybody. If you see something, say something. Niggas should be tearing the whole motherfucking street up right now. Them niggas shouldn't be able to do a goddamn thing in the city. Every thug mama, every thug cousin, all these motherfuckers, there should be no rest in the city. Maine said that Father Flake put up some money. Fuck that. When Father Flake, he can take to the streets and block the expressway for some Black Lives Matter shit, but you can't block the streets and block the expressway and protest when it's a innocent man gets gunned down? What I'm questioning is the level of shit we do when it's some white people involved versus when it's us involved. How is this murder any less than any other that's happened? Why does this murder get less attention than the other ones that have taken place? That's what I'm questioning. That's what I'm asking about. How come the niggas that's in the city ain't out in the streets? But we'll go out in the streets for a nigga that live in Minnesota. Are we gonna tear everything up for that motherfucker? Yeah, I know he was, he was on drugs. Yeah, I know he was trying to pass a fake 20. That don't matter. We need to be out here. But this man right here, one of your own, everybody in the house. Everybody watching it on the news, shaking their head, saying, damn, that's fucked up, Joe. Man. Pass me that Henny. That's what we doing. And I have a real problem with that. And I'm going to call that shit out. Niggas can come together over some fuck shit, but can't come together over some shit like this. This should be unacceptable. It's just like when when all those kids got murdered in the summer. 21 kids get shot and killed in Chicago, and everybody tearing up the streets for Black Lives. Everybody tearing up the streets for George Floyd. Everybody tearing up the streets for Jacob Blake. 21 kids dead between the ages of 3 and motherfucking 17. Nothing but some head shakes. Nothing but some head shakes. And what I'm saying to you is this. Those instances that involve police officers, yes, they need to be addressed. But how dare you do more for an isolated incident that occurs less than, 10 times a year? Then you talk about something that occurs every day, something that occurs every weekend, by the tens of dozens in just one city alone. Oh, it's some insane number they got for George Floyd for donations. And they barely got $30,000 together for this dude. You let some motherfucking some ghetto ass motherfucking single mother fuck her kid up or some shit like that, they'll come together for her. You can get Kanika Jenkins, you can get 100 racks for her. But this man here, just scratching the surface at 30,000. Let's go ahead and let's get into the story though, so you can actually see what took place. So this is the actual police footage, and this is the shooting. Now, what you about to see is this. Let me frame this up for you. What you about to see is this man leaving out of this gourmet popcorn shop, and he's going to his vehicle. And you're gonna see this car with 4 dudes in it. You got a driver and three criminals, crooks, whatever the fuck you want to call them, maggots. And they get out and literally approach this dude. However, this guy is actually a concealed carry. He has a gun. And we're going to talk about that part too. But he has a gun, and then they exchange gunfire, and it appears as though he was the only one that suffered a fatal gunshot wound. I don't know if the other guys got shot. They didn't go to the hospital if they did, but he was able to get off a few rounds. But we're going to see what happens. So there they go. They get out. There's one guy, suspect 1, 2, 3. There you go. And this all takes place in less than like a little bit over a minute. You see one of the guys that left his shoe, ran out of his shoe, because you know niggas don't tie their shoes up. They just put their feet in them like they fucking house shoes. They get in the car, ride the fuck off. Now, the vehicle that they were in was a stolen vehicle. That's a stolen. They stole that car, and they riding around to go steal this car. So this lets you know that that's what these niggas do. These little motherfuckers is riding around, and that's what they doing. That's their thing. That's their shtick. Whatever you want to call it.
Video.
So let's watch it one more time. So that's their thing. That's what they do. This is probably what they go steal a car, and then they go steal cars. And the niggas got the nerve to have on masks and everything. I guess they fighting the COVID too, huh? Motherfuckers. So what I'm going to do after we watch this, I'm going to take this back because I know a lot of people will see this, and a lot of people have said a few things about this, and yeah, in broad daylight. And I'm telling you, dude, this place, this is like in my hood. This in the wild, this in the hundreds. This is on 117th in Western. This is when I go to the city, that specific restaurant is where I go to get my gourmet popcorn. I know the owner's there. She's a very nice lady. I know the people that work in there, all good people. I mean, if you want good gourmet popcorn in the city, that's where you go to Let's Get Poppin'. And that's how, and everybody that's in the city, they know that. That's why they go there. But coming out of there, and like my mom, and in this area where this shit happens, shit like this don't happen. This is over in Evergreen Park. This shit don't happen over here. This is like right on the edge of the city, going over into Evergreen Park. In this area, don't shit live over there, but policemen and firemen and all that shit stay in this area. This is a one of the nicest areas on the south side. Real talk. My mom literally stays maybe a mile or a mile and a half away. So it's like when you're talking about what's going on in this area, this ain't no, oh, this is a bad area. You know, shit like this. All nope. That shit don't happen over here. Shit like this don't happen over here. So I believe that they definitely was following this dude. He had a very nice truck. And I believe that they probably was following this nigga and decided to make their move. But didn't realize that this dude, and they knew that the dude had to have been some type, because his license plates say like Hero 911. So they definitely know that this dude is either the police or he a fireman or something. He got to be doing something for the city. And they went and they robbed him. But check this out. I want to break this down as to what happened, because a lot of people were making critiques about this video, which is cool. But you have to, damn, I fucked that up. You have to really look at this from a real time perspective as opposed to quarterbacking on Monday morning perspective. So, number one, because a lot of people say, oh man, what he should have did was he should have took cover behind his vehicle. Yes, he should have, but who's thinking that? You have to be a tactically trained motherfucker to know to do that. And that's one of the biggest things about this. It's like, I want people to understand this. I'm a huge pro 2A. I'm a huge supporter of everybody having guns. If you are able to shoulder the responsibility of carrying a firearm, you should. You should always. I was the ruler of the world, I would rule that everybody have a gun on. Thing is, though, what a lot of people make a mistake in doing, once you buy your concealed carry weapon, that is just the beginning. Once you find the gun that you're comfortable with, once you find the gun that you can shoot and you go to the range, you need to not only go to the range, you need to take you a firearms course. Go and take a training course. The reason why you want to go train is for situations just like this. This is why you want to go train. This is why you want to go to a class. And I'm so glad that Quintina just put this in here, because I'm about to address that. 38 Special Conceal. Let me finish this part though. The reason why you want to go take a class is so that when you're in a situation to where you have to use your gun, and no, you don't ever want to do that. Worst thing that could ever happen to you is for you to have to take somebody else's life, because you don't want to have to live with that. But when you get into a situation to where you are faced with a gunman, or you're faced with a situation where you have to use your gun, you're gonna have to rely on your tactical mindset, your muscle memory, your fight or flight mentality kicks in. That whole thing when I talk about OODA loop, if you have not watched a video on that, Google it, YouTube it, watch a whatchamacallit does a very good job at it. James Yeager, he does a very good job in just breaking down OODA loop and talk about the stages of that. But when you're in this situation, this is why you train. Because when you train, and when you have been trained in firearms and in shooting courses and things like that, that was one of the biggest benefits of being a sheriff deputy, a reserve sheriff's deputy. We had to go and we had to qualify twice a year. And we would actually have courses where we would shoot. Yes, you would shoot your qualifying course, but then we would also have courses that you would shoot. They would have vehicles out there shooting from the prone position, shooting from the knee, shooting around barrels, shooting around obstacles. They would go and the guys out there, shout out to my guys at Allegheny County, they would go and they would make, like fake grocery stores. Hey, you go walking down these, you got 3 aisles in a grocery store that you walking down. Show me how to approach that. And they would have you just do those things first, then they would go back and critique it and have you shoot it again, so that you could understand what it is that you do when you're in a situation. Because as a law enforcement officer, it's very possible I may have to go into a gas station or a grocery store where there's a gunman, and I need to approach that in a certain way. And one of the things that we're always taught is that the first thing you want to do is get cover. You want cover, you want concealment. Cover first. Everybody know the difference between cover and concealment, right? Cover actually stops bullets. Concealment only hides you. Bullets can still get through where you're at in concealment. Drywall, concealment. Brick wall, cover. An engine block, cover. Okay? So when you're talking about where you're at and what you're doing, that situational awareness is extremely important. But if you don't train, you won't know to do that, because it won't be your first mind, because it's not embedded in you. It's not in your brain. When I'm walking through, I'm out and about, I am constantly in situational awareness mode. That's just because of how I was trained. I'm always thinking, what if? What if that guy just started shooting? What if this guy starts to argue? What if this guy tries to walk up behind me? What if this guy over here comes over here and tries to do something to me? What am I going to do? When I got my kids with me, I'm thinking about that. So it's like in this situation, when he's coming out, the last thing he's expecting, you talking about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. The last thing this guy's expecting, he's like, man, I don't fuck with nobody. I don't bother nobody. The last thing he's thinking about is a car with 3 motherfuckers pulling up on him to rob him of his vehicle. He's not thinking like that. So there is a disadvantage that he's already at, because these pieces of shit in this car They already have their intentions set in on what they're gonna do with him, do to him. We're gonna take this motherfucker car. So now he doesn't know this. And when you look at this, looking at the video, this video is taken from an elevated vantage point. He don't even see the third dude at the back end or the backside of the car. He only sees the two guys that first get out. That other guy, he may sense it, but he don't really know where this guy is. Because that guy's on the opposite end of the vehicle. So when he gets out, when that dude gets out, he takes a different position. This guy is coming around the front of his car just to get in his car to go and eat his popcorn. He's not thinking, oh, this car is rolling up, they're going to try to carjack me. So no, I'm not going to be thinking I got to get behind the engine block first. I'm not thinking that. And that's what happens here. He definitely gets caught off guard. He ain't tripping on that dude until right there. And you don't notice that until you see two doors. You like, wait a minute. First of all, I got a car that's stopping and then some motherfuckers getting out. And as you can see, what he initially did, he did make a retreat. He definitely made a retreat there. But like I said, when you're in that situation, what do you do when you got at least two motherfuckers that you can see coming at you? He can't run back in. He don't know what they coming to do. He don't know if they just coming for the car. He don't know if they coming to murk him. He don't know if they coming to rob him. Where is he gonna go? Where can he run to? Or I'm gonna turn my back to some motherfucking thugs and try to run away and get shot in the back? No way. No way. And my other thing too, and some people have said this, well, man, sometimes you just got to give it up. Yeah, you do, but how many times have you heard about a person getting robbed and the guys kill him anyway? How many times have you heard that? Yeah, he gave him everything, man, and they killed him. We don't know why they killed him. They took all his money. They took his money. They took his jewelry. They took his car. Then they just shot him. How many times do you think this guy, as a firefighter, has come to a scene? Because in case you didn't know, in Chicago, firefighters are paramedics too. So when the 911 come through for gunshot, old lady down, whatever the case may be, they come on the scene too. Firemen are paramedics in Chicago, so they respond to those calls. He's a lieutenant. So I can tell you over the years, I'm sure he did some 25 to 30 something years or more. Over those years, I'm sure he's seen it a dozen times a year. Yeah, man, they just shot him, man. Damn, they killed him anyway, huh? They took all the stuff and they killed him. So he knows how bad this can end. And so when he takes that step back, he literally goes to get his gun. He sees he's seeing what's happening. And then he's like, I have no choice. I gotta go. I gotta do something. But he can't see that guy in the blue. All he sees is that guy there. That's the immediate threat. Was that guy right there facing him? That was his threat. That's my immediate threat. Black hoodie right here. Now I got this other asshole back here that I can kind of see, but this is my immediate threat. This is who I want to have a gunfight with. This is who I want to hit first. In case you didn't know, if you're in a gunfight, you want to shoot at the threat that is closest to you. The reason why you want to shoot at that threat first, because that threat that is closest to you has the greatest chance of hurting you the most. So if you got three guys coming at you, you want to shoot at the one that's closest, because that person shooting at you, trying to stab you, whatever case may be, that guy can hurt you the most. He has a greater percentage of hurting you. So if all three guys, like in this situation, got guns and they shooting at you, you can say that maybe these other guys can't shoot as well, but this guy that's closest to me, he has a better chance of shooting me. And I'm going to tell you, I definitely see this guy, he reacted as best as he could. He really did. And look at these motherfuckers. They just literally, bam, that scared him off. And here's the other thing. He had a revolver. He had a revolver. And here's my thing about what I've always said about revolvers. And I hope that who put that in there earlier? Quintina. You definitely need to listen to this. I do not recommend revolvers as your primary firearm. Here's why I don't recommend it. Because it has limited rounds. It has 6 shots. And not only is 6 shots a problem, but the reload of a revolver is terrible. It takes too long to reload a revolver. Now you will have a lot of people say this. Well, the thing is, statistically speaking, most gunfights only last 2 to 4 rounds. So having a 6-round gun, having a revolver, you definitely would have, you would be able to, have 4 rounds and you'd be able to, you have 2 rounds left over. And if you have to reload, then that's something else. You don't ever want to have to reload. I hear that. But the thing is, I believe that may have been true maybe some 30 or 40 years ago. In today's time, in today's world, most people that commit crimes like this, they don't commit them by themselves. Yeah, years ago, 30, 40 years ago, you did have a stick-up kid that was by himself. They don't do that no more. You did have things like cat burglars who would come and break into your house and take the shoes off outside and tiptoe around in your house, so you only had one assailant to do that. Cat burglars have turned into home invasion. They kicking in the front door, waving the 4-4. That's what they're doing now. So when you're talking about saying you have to be ready for the fight, yes, but you also want to make sure that you have the proper tool. Because here's the thing. What happens when you have 3 gunmen, 4 assailants? What do you do with that with a 6-round revolver? Just think about that. What do you do with a revolver with 6 shots? And I've said this plenty of times. In a gunfight, usually that first round don't even hit. You don't even hit nothing in that first round. There have been plenty of times where there have been documented shootouts where that officer or that assailant, that first round, when they pull their gun, that first round winds up in the ground. That first round winds up way off target because it's moving so fast in their mind, but it's actually moving slower in time. So they're thinking, I got to get a shot, got to get a shot off. And you pull that gun out, put your finger on the trigger because you're about to shoot. That first shot could be in the ground, could be over to the right, too far over. So you've already got 1 round potentially that you've wasted. Now, when you're talking about placing rounds on target, you want to get at least 2 to 3 rounds on a target. Not, I got 1 bullet for you, 1 bullet for you, and 1 bullet for you. They're going to be center mass right into the heart, and that's going to stop you and put you. That's not how a gunfight goes. So you're talking about at least double tapping each person based on the threat assessment. So if you are in a gunfight with a revolver and you have 3 guys coming at you with guns, how do you do that? Because that's the thing, exactly, Wolf Bear. This ain't TV. This shit ain't scripted and ain't no timeouts. That person right there, that guy was up against 4 people. 4 people, 3 guys with a gun, 1 guy in a car. What do you do in that situation with a revolver? You're already outgunned. And you don't have enough ammo to exchange gunfire with all three of those guys. So that's my thing about a revolver. People say, revolvers, they don't misfire, that's bullshit. Anything that is man-made can fail. You could have a dead round. That means when you pull the trigger, the hammer goes click, but the bullet don't go bang. Could happen. What do? With the revolver, you just pull the trigger again. It's still one less bullet. When I'm out and I got my gun with me, I don't carry shit less than 13 rounds with me. I got at least 13 rounds in my in every firearm that I carry. Whether it's my little short pocket rocket, my Beretta PX4 Storm, that compact, subcompact, that's 13 rounds. My Glock 17, that's 18. 17 plus 1, baby. My Glock 40, my Glock 22, that's 15 and 1. That's 16. My Beretta PX4 Storm, full size, that's 17 and 1. That's 18 rounds. Because I don't want to reload. If you in a gunfight, like my brother always said, if you in a gunfight and you got to reload, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. So when you're talking about carrying a firearm, yes, a revolver is small and it's compact. I get it. I understand that you don't want something that's bulky. But a gun is not supposed to be comfortable. It should be a comfort. It should be something that you say, yeah, man, I feel a little more comfortable. I got a little more comfortable having this gun. Not it should fit on me comfortable. Yes, you got to change your wardrobe a little bit so you don't print. Those of you that don't know what printing mean, that means, you got on a shirt and you got on, how you younger cats like to wear your form-fitting slacks and your tight-ass slacks and all that shit. And you got on your holster, you're in the waistband holster, or you're outside the waistband holster, and you can't tuck your shirt in because your gun is show. Yes, I understand that. You do have to change your wardrobe. I'm a fat motherfucker, so my wardrobe is already changed. So I always wear something like a shirt outside, not tucked in, and I have on jeans for the most part, or a jersey or something like that. So it's like, yes, I can wear guns a lot easier than some people. Ladies, I know that it's a even harder for you because most women wear form-fitting clothes. They want to show off their shapes. But you still need to be conscious in saying, I got to carry this firearm because if something happens to me, because I got on these nice ass jeans and there's some nigga walking behind me talking about that ass. Look at that ass. And you out in the Walmart parking lot or some shit and you trying to get to your car. Yeah, that nigga might be chasing your ass or coming after your ass because you look good in your clothes. But that's why you should have your gun in your purse. Get you a purse that is conducive to carrying a firearm. Wear your purse across your body as opposed to just on your shoulder. So when you're talking about saying, I need to be protecting myself, I need to be ready, all that shit, yes, you got to be ready. Situational awareness is paramount, but you also got to have the right tool. Because let's just say, for instance, if the tables were turned and we go back in time and this guy is expecting this fight. Let's say, for instance, this guy does get behind that engine block and he puts 2 rounds on this guy right here. Then he puts 2 rounds on this other guy here. He still got another guy over here. And if he puts 2 rounds on that guy, you got 3 dudes down. Maybe his boy that's in the car decides to say, fuck that. That's my cousin, Joe. That's my brother. And he gonna get out the car. Now what do you do with that guy? 2 for this guy, that's 2. 2 for that guy, that's 4. And 2 for that guy, that's 6. My revolver is empty. As great of a shot I am, I John Wick the hell out of this. Bang, 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 bang. Fourth guy gets out the car, I'm fucked. If I do have rounds on me, at best, I would have a speed loader. I still have to open that revolver, dump those shells, take my speed loader, point my revolver down, put that speed loader in, twist that speed loader, drop the speed loader, close the cylinder again, pull the hammer back or pull the trigger, and now I'm ready for this guy. Do you know how long that actually takes in this instance here? Where do I go to do all of this reload? Thank you, Carson. I appreciate it, man. Where do I go to do that? How do I do that? Do I call timeout? Hold on, driver. Hang on 1 second. Let me go ahead and get this reload going. Then I'm going to pause this, pull out my controller. I'm going to get my controller here. Let me pause this shootout. Now I can pause it. Now I can unload it. Get my gun here. Put my revolver together. Get my bay leaves and put the bay leaves in there. Now I got the bay leaves, got the red wine. 1 and 1 is 2. Hard as pumping. Pop. I ain't got time for that. You got 17 rounds. You got 18 rounds, though. Oh, I got rounds to spare. I got something for everybody. Who wants shots? Shot, 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 shot. That's where you want to be. I tell people all the time, if y'all find me dead, I hope y'all find me. If something happens to me and I get gunned down, I hope that my slide is locked back and my barrel is smoking. So a motherfucker can say, yeah, they got him, but that nigga gave him all 18 rounds. Damn straight. That nigga ran out. If a motherfucker say, yeah, that nigga Brian ran out of bullets. Damn, Brian keep 18 on it. Yup. It was 12 niggas. That's what it was. It was 100 Haitians at his door. Y'all remember that motherfucker, that lady that told me she was going to send 100 Haitians to my door. But that's what that's exactly what the situation is going to have to dictate. You don't want to be in that situation to where you have to reload. Shout out to my brother. I see you in here. He said, oh my God, there's so many people here in Chicago that print. People don't know how to carry guns. And it's like, for me, thank God, my dad, he was a Chicago police officer, and he taught that type of shit. My dad carried his gun in like a little bag all the time. Back in the 80s and the 90s, it was cool to have a little purse. He had a little handbag. He would keep his gun in there, keep his wallet and all his stuff in there, but that shit was cool then. I'm not with no satchel or no Mercer, no shit like that. So I had to go holster. But it's like when you're talking about saying, hey, I need to be ready. You want to be ready. Going to get your concealed carry license and going to get your gun and getting a holster. That's just the beginning. You need to go and train, not just going to the range every weekend where you're standing still, bang, 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 because targets don't shoot back. Targets don't charge at you. You ain't got to move. You standing in one spot shooting. Everybody's a good shot when they're doing that. How about you got to run in place for 30 seconds, do 10 push-ups, then run over here, run over there, go up 8 yards, come 8 yards back, and then come up and get on one knee and take a shot. See how good you are then. That's being outside. Those are the type of things that we trained on and we got trained with to understand, hey, man, you have to have your body, your mind ready for anything. Changing, knowing not to stand in one spot when you shoot. What's that? James Jager always say, get off the X. Knowing that when you're shooting, when you pull your gun, you need to start moving left to right because you may have somebody shooting back at you. It's easier to hit a target that is standing still than one that is moving. That's a fact. You need to be able to move. Like exactly, female Army veteran said, know how to hit your target in the snow, the rain, in the cold, with gloves on, gloves off, on one knee, laying down. You could actually get shot. If you get shot, that doesn't mean that the fight is over. Knowing how to transition from left hand to right hand, your dominant shooting hand to your offhand. That shit matters. Knowing when to exactly and get off your front sights. Knowing when to use your front sights and knowing when you got to use all three. Y'all do know that? Let me teach you. If you're in a gunfight that is within that 7 yards, 7 to 10 yards, or whatever that is, that short distance, you in close quarters, you don't have to line up all three sights. I know they say equal height, equal light, and all that shit. You don't have to get the 3 dots lined up. You need to just focus on that 1 dot, that front sight. That's the only thing that you need to put on. Front sight on target, front sight on target, front sight on target. That's it. That's what you're doing. It's faster target acquisition. Having a good front sight. A lot of people buy guns and they use them bullshit ass standard sights. Having that white dot is great in the light. What about when it's dark out? What about when you're in your house? Having a glow in the dark sight. Matter of fact, having get you some Trigicon night sights. Get you some Trigicon night sights. The only reason why I'm unloading is because I'm about to point it this way. See that? That's an orange sight, but it also glows in the dark green when the lights are out. Damn, you can't see it, can you? Nope. I gotta turn on all the lights. But those sights go green. Oh, I think I can do it. Yeah. Hold on. Turn this light off. I don't know if y'all can see it. Nope. Can't see it. But that's my point. Get you something like that so when you are going through and you do, it's dark outside, you're in the alley, it's outside or whatever the case may be, look up Trigicon night sights. Get the HD glow sights where you got that bright orange guy to help you in the daytime. Jason, I just told your ass I'm unloading the gun. Calm your ass down. But when you're talking about doing that, you got something that has that orange sight on there. And when that light goes out, trust me, you can see those sights. Having that green dot is awesome. It's a great sight. Go ahead and upgrade your sights on your gun. I tell people all the time, when you're talking about your gun, when you're talking about buying a gun, trying to get something that's cheap and small, this is your ass that's on the line. This is your life that's at stake here. The life of you, your loved ones, your wife, your kids, your cousin, your uncle, your mama, your daddy. Why would you half-ass that? Why would you go cheap on that? Your gun, some motherfuckers' shoes cost more than their gun. That's fucking crazy. Nigga got on some Yeezys carrying a motherfucking High Point. That's fucked up, and it's funny, but just think about that. You got on some fucking Yeezys and you went and bought a High Point. No, I'm on the High Point. That's a piece of shit gun. That's all I'm telling you. Think about that. You got a Louis Vuitton bag, but you got a High Point in it. That makes no sense. You don't buy a proper gun belt. You don't buy a real gun holster. You get some cheap nylon fucking holster. I'm gonna ride my motherfucking brother-in-law walking around with a 22 High Point and got on a nylon outside the waistband holster that flops the fuck around. And I know if he watching this, he's saying, I ain't got that no more. Fuck that, you had it. Just saying. Flopping around and you out here thinking you really own some shit. What happens when you try to draw that gun out that nylon holster and that shit's flopping around? That's why it's good to have a Kydex holster. Personally, I like leather and Kydex inside the waistband holster. It gives you good, it's comfortable, but it also gives you draw speed. Look up Kydex. Get you a crossbreed holster, something like that. Great holsters. But you have to invest in that type of thing because your ass is on the line. And shout out to this fireman who actually was able to at least retreat to draw, and then he was aggressive and he pushed them motherfuckers. I ain't mad at him because you don't know what's going to happen. That's all I'm saying. When you talking about saying, hey, I got this guy's coming at me, I need to you need to be a go-getter. Fuck that. These motherfucking thug, gangster, little young terrorists, they don't know shit and they don't train. They just buy guns, get 33-round magazines in them, and they think if they blicker, that's all they doing because they've been watching motherfucking King Von and Lil Durk videos. That's why you need to go train. So you can show these motherfuckers, yeah, you looking like the part. I'm actually am what you trying to look like. I actually do go train. I take 3 courses a year. Courses cost you maybe $100 to $200. I stay sharp. I go to the range a couple of times a month just to keep my shit working. I make sure my gun is clean so it won't malfunction. I know how to work through, and that's one of the great things about a course. If a course should be teaching you how to work through jams. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the range with my friends and I said, let me test you. And I put dummy rounds in a magazine and have them shoot a course. And when they pull that trigger and shit don't go bang, how long does it take for you to tap, rack, and get back in the fight? That shit matters. You shooting, you bang, 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 bang. That gun, that slide, lock back and don't come forward again. You sitting there, most motherfuckers in the range who ain't trained to do that, they sit there and they do this. Every time I'm pulling the trigger and I don't hear bang, I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm not troubleshooting a jam. I'm not troubleshooting a misfire. I do this. Bang. If it don't go bang again, I drop mag, slap that boy back in, rack again, bang. I'm waiting for that bang. And I'm going to keep until I hear bang. A lot of people don't know to do that, and you won't unless you train to do it. You have to train to do that and to be ready to get in those situations, because if you don't, you're going to just be the best person you can be in the moment, just like this firefighter was. And there was some good about it, like I said, because some people could have nutted up and froze and been like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, man, I don't know. Oh, he startled me and got a gun on him. Somebody dude could have tried to run, shot in the back, bang, fell out. He at least pushed, and I was proud of him for doing that. Fuck that. You have to confront that threat. You want to do it as smart as you can. You want to do it as safe as you possibly can, but you still want to confront that threat. Another thing about a gun, as far as a semi-automatic and a revolver, you may need to just let the gun ride. If you've never done it, do this. Shoot off 17 rounds back to back. Not rapid fire, just letting it ride. Bang, 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 bang. See how long it takes you to get through that magazine. By the time you get to about round 10, you could be like, damn, I'm still shooting this motherfucker. You saw that once they first heard that first bang come from the fireman, them niggas tucked tail and ran like bitches. When you got a Glock 17, you can let off eight rounds. You can let off 5 rounds. just to let them niggas know, yeah, I'm here. What y'all want to do? You can do that to just create distance. You can do that. That's what you can do when you have more rounds. But when you have 6, you are an economic shooter. You're a frugal gunman. You are a conservative gunfighter. You have to literally save rounds. How do I feel about carrying extra mags? The only time I do that, and if you can do it, if you can fit it on your rig and you carry it, because see, what I usually do is I carry my phone and I carry my gun. Sometimes, depending on when I'm at my job, I have on 2 phones. And that's just too much shit to have on. But when I can, or if I'm going somewhere where I know some shit is fucked up, or I might be in a fucked up situation, I actually take an extra magazine and put it in my pocket. And that's the other thing too. Where do you put your extra mag? You always put it in your offhand, because you should be loading from your offhand. You don't want to be a right-handed shooter and got a mag on your right side, in your right pocket, because your wallet's in your left pocket. Nope. If you got to switch your wallet side, switch your phone side, your gun should be here. All your other shit should be over here. So if you do got to pull your gun and pull your phone, they're not together on the same side. So if you do have to reload, you can reach in and here's the thing about reloading. When you reach into your pocket, you should not have to look at your magazine. All you should do is feel. You want to grab your magazine just like this, and you want to put your finger on the top of that bullet. Because when you do go to load, you don't want to look. You should not be looking. You should be putting that finger here, and once you know that finger is there, you can now drop your mag in. You don't want to be doing this. You want to have that finger here because you're feeling the front of the mag. You know this is my front when I grab it. If you turn it the other way and don't feel a bullet, you know you have it the wrong way. You know how I learned that? I literally started carrying a mag around the house. When I was sitting there and I'm watching TV, I would just have a magazine in my hand to be comfortable with it. So when I grab one now, every time I grab a magazine, I always grab it like this. And if I pick it up sideways, I turn it. And I feel it like this. So if I'm in a situation where I'm dropping rounds, I'm putting rounds down, bang, 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 and I got to drop my mag, or if there's a lull or some quiet time in that gunfight, and I'm shooting at some motherfuckers and they run out the house, and I'm about to push their ass and I'm going out, I would then, if I had a mag, drop that mag, put in a fresh mag. Now I know I got a fresh 18 or a fresh 17. Well, I would still have 18 because I got one in the chamber, so I'm right. I would have a fresh 18. But I'm not looking in my reload. I'm literally here. If I'm scanning, I can drop that mag, still got a round in the chamber, and I'm looking here, never taking my eyes off my front sight and off my scanning area. And I'm dropping that mag, putting that mag in, bam. Once I feel that click, I know it's in there. If my gun has been emptied, and I know it's empty now, I got my slide back, I'm pinned down, my back is against the wall like in the movie, and I'm, shit. I'm not doing this. Okay, I gotta get my gun. I'm here. Back in the fight. I know my gun is loaded. That's how you need to be. Another thing that somebody put in there is talking about rounds. Very important. People say, oh man, you got to get them, what's them guns, them rounds everybody go crazy over, the G2 RIPs. That's a bullshit round. Here's why it's a bullshit round. Oh, because when you shoot that it splits off in the little shards and it shreds. No. If I'm shooting at a naked nigga, yeah, I'm good. But if I'm shooting at somebody who got on a denim jacket, I'm shooting at somebody who got on a leather jacket, those little shards can potentially not penetrate enough to have wound damage, to create a wound cavity. That is a lighter bullet. Those little tips are made out of copper. So yes, they're sharp and they're little shards and they look amazing, they look fancy, but you want penetration. And the best thing about a bullet, that's why when people say, that's why I carry a 4.5. Here's the problem with a 4.5. 4.5 is a heavy round. If it hit your ass, it's gonna hurt your ass. However, the problem with a 4.5 is you have limited rounds. Unless you got that big ass Glock that carry 10, most of them only give you 7 to 9. What you need when you're talking about a bullet or a lethal round, you need stopping power. Stopping power is determined by two things: spread of the bullet and velocity. People get this shit mixed up all the time. Okay, the G21 holds 16. That's cool. That's a big ass gun too, though. Just saying. If you got it and your hand's big enough for it, fine. Yeah, that's fucked up, Lorenzo. People in California only got 10 rounds. Sucks to be y'all. But what I'm telling you is this. When you get a bullet that has high velocity and it has good spread, that's what you're looking at. That's what you need. I want something that's going to hit you fast, because if it hits you fast, it will spread. That's why you get hollow points or flex tips. That's what you get, because when that bullet hits, it's going to spread. I want it hitting you hard and I want it to spread. That creates a wound cavity. That gives you damage. Silver defenses are good. Spear gold dots are good. You can YouTube that and you can look at the test of bullets and they'll show you how it spreads, what it does, how much of the actual weight it retains to hit. I usually carry 135 grain. These are Hornady flex tips. These are great bullets and they're plus P. What plus P means is that the gunpowder mix that's in this particular bullet, it has a higher velocity. It's a supercharged powder mix that gives you more velocity. Thing about it is all guns can't shoot it. Most Glocks, most good guns can. Some guns can have problems with them. But that's what you want to have. You want to have a gun that's going to be able to handle those type of things. Some people get those fancy ass Kimbers. Kimbers are very expensive and they are beautiful guns. But one of the drawbacks with a Kimber, they are very ammo picky. You have to find the right ammo that works for practice and for your duty carry, your duty ammo, your home defense, personal defense ammo. You got to make sure you got the right ones that will feed through there. Any ammo that you buy, whatever your boy tell you, whatever you watch on YouTube, you buy a box of it and you should be able to go through that box. You buy 2 boxes of it, whatever it is you're going to get. And you load up them magazines and you go through and you should be able to drop 2 mags with no problems, no misfeeds, no misfires or nothing. If you can't, you need to either make sure your gun is clean or your gun ain't dirty, or you need to reconsider your ammo choice. Last thing you want to do is pull your gun and think, I wonder if this motherfucker gonna fire. You feel me? Thanks for the new sub, man. We trying to get to 10,000 subs, so go ahead and share and like this video too. I appreciate you, MB. Full metal jackets, here's the problem with that, LaRon. Problem with full metal jackets is that those bullets penetrate, but they go through shit. They go through things. So you might hit somebody, but if it's in your house, what happens if that bullet goes through that drywall? What happens if that bullet goes through the person who's breaking in your house, but then that bullet goes through them and then goes into your kid's room? Goes into your master bedroom. Now, some of y'all might want to shoot your wife by accident and get a 2-for-1, but that's not always the case. Some people actually love their wives and would hate to shoot them. That's why we don't have full metal jackets in our house. Me and my wife, we actually give a shit about each other. So that's why you have to think about that. So yes, if you and the thing is, you know, in wartime, when you out and you going on foreign land and you fighting a war, ain't nobody you give a fuck about on the other side of a fire or your firearm. All your boys is on your side, and you going after the motherfuckers on their side. But what if that's not the case? When you're talking about clearing a house, when you're talking about going in different places, in different rooms, you in a grocery store, you in a gas station, you in the quickie mart, you don't want to shoot Apu. You're trying to shoot the guy that's robbing Apu. So you can get your free squishies for life once you actually eliminated the threat. You don't want that bullet to go through him and hit your victim. One of the firearm rules is be mindful of your target and what's beyond it. Yep, Black Talons went through everything, and even now with Black Talons, they've come. They don't sell that particular brand anymore, but they now have bullets that are very similar to Black Talons. They're just not like Black Talons. They're not the official Black Talons because they over-penetrated. They went through everything, and like I said, in certain instances, that's great, but in personal defense, home defense situations, that's not good. Even with my AR-15, I changed my rounds in my AR-15 because of that. Now, when I'm shooting at the range, I got full metal jackets. But when my rifle is here, I got defensive ammo and I got flex tips in them. Actually, where is my? Oh yeah, there you go. I got flex tips in my rifle that are 223. Because of that, AR-15 horrible home defense for residential areas. How so, UFO? When you're talking about a home defense gun, it depends on the situation. It depends on what you're doing. Home defense for me could be me protecting my 5 acres or my 50 acres. It's my home. I'm defending myself. If I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment, maybe not so much. But if I'm in a 5 or 6-bedroom house, I may want to have that. A rifle is a lot easier to shoot than a handgun. Facts. Does full metal jackets damage the targets at the gun range? It hits the targets just like anything else. Those as long as you're on a range that is rifle certified, you're fine. You need to be at a range you need to shoot in a range that has rifle stalls. If you are shooting in a range that doesn't have rifle stalls, that's not rated for rifles, then you could have some type of issues. You could have issues where those bullets aren't being slowed down properly. Because essentially when that bullet goes through, it literally like goes through a bunch of up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down until it stops. Close residential areas, yeah, that's true. That's why I said if I'm in an apartment building, yeah, being in a 1-bedroom, you're right. What do I shoot? Brian, what do you shoot at the range? Depending on most of the time, I prefer to shoot outside. So I like to do most of my shooting. I don't like to be cold, but I will go if I have to. But I like to be out in the summertime. I like to shoot when it's hot outside. Other than that, when I'm inside, I usually will work through, I don't know, maybe 100 or 200 rounds. And I'll just do, just some stuff just to keep my gun game up, working on some quick drills and things like that. I do like set the gun down, turn around, just walk right up, see how well I can play shots at 7 yards, see how well I can play shots at 15 yards, and just keep on that kind of stuff in the range, in a stall. But when I'm outside, I like to be able to do stuff. I want to run, shoot on one knee, lay down, shoot prone. I want to shoot on my back, shoot on my side when I can. If I like in Michigan, that's one of the reasons why I used to love shooting in Michigan, because I had access to our range, to the sheriff's department range. I had the code and I can go up there and I can just shoot whenever I want it. As long as you're within the time, like I think we couldn't shoot past 10 o'clock or something like that, but I ain't gonna go out there and shoot that late. But getting up early on a Saturday morning or something like that, you go out there and you can shoot. I can shoot all day. So that's one of the things that you want to make, you want to keep in mind. It's just that, having the right tool is extremely important. It just really is. I just want to go ahead. We can work through the rest of this. If you got any other questions, go ahead and put them in. I'll definitely try to answer them.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. We're here to talk a little bit more. I know there's already been a lot of coverage on the retired officer, Dwayne Williams, who was unfortunately shot to death on the 3rd of December, just after 2 o'clock at near 118th and Western. Today, I want to play a video. We're going to start playing it now, and we're going to be once again asking for the media's help to push it out to the public, and then ultimately we're going to.
I don't know who said that, K. Jordan, but I can't remember who said that saying that you just said. And they said a handgun. I can't remember the guy who said it, but he said a handgun is a tool that you use to get to your rifle. Which is why with UFO was like a horrible home defense gun. I totally disagree with that, depending on your situation. But that's what he said. He said a handgun is a tool that you use to get to your rifle. I don't know who said that, but I definitely believe that.
Be asking for the public's assistance to help identify these offenders that you're going to see in this video. So I'm going to let the video play, and I'll talk a little bit, and then we'll go back, and I want to talk about Mr. Walker and Andrew Holmes, who are here today, who offered up reward money to try to bring these offenders to justice.
Was an old school gun guy.
So the video is playing now, and or it's about to play, I should say. And this video has already been pushed out to our news media outlets.
So essentially what they're doing, this is like a press conference that they had to actually release the video
through social media. So
and,
everybody should have a chance to
just
view the video,
but then they had some people that
and continually to share it with everybody that they know.
To this group that is,
so as I mentioned, so this is going to be the video. Unfortunately, that's our victim. That is his vehicle.
They actually you
can see how quickly these offenders get out.
Look at that shit, man.
Suspect number 1 with the gun there. You can see his shoes. There's suspect number 2 and 3. Number 4 is the driver.
And see, if he could have just stayed behind that car to get them right and just put them rounds on them, but you have to be thinking that. You have to be expecting that. And that's why it's so hard to do. You have to be thinking that. Like, I'm about to start shooting. I'm going to stay behind this engine block, and I'm going to just put as many rounds as I can on these motherfuckers. That's something that you really have to, you got to have that. It's so hard to be thinking like that. And man, like you said, this is happening in broad daylight. The average person is not expecting this.
There's an exchange of gunfire, and then these suspects will leave. This is just a different angle of the car. That's, once again, suspect number 1. They're returning fire. They're shooting back at the victim, at which point they struck him. They all re-enter this vehicle, and they flee the scene. You can see that guy with a pretty distinctive
man is down by now.
Jacket on.
He is.
So what we're asking, and this has worked extremely well before with the community, is we're asking the community to view the video, slow it down, share it with everybody. We're fairly certain that if you look at this video, there's going to be people who recognize these individuals, maybe not based upon their face. You can see that their faces are covered, but based upon who they are and based upon their clothing.
Yeah, thanks, fucking mask. Matt, thanks to the good politicians that voted that everybody fucking wear masks. Now everybody looks like a fucking criminal or a fucking robber anyway. So that just helps with when it comes to things like facial recognition, ID, and fucking people like this. Oh, well, because everybody's wearing a bunch of fucking masks that don't work to help prevent the spread of COVID, which it doesn't. Isn't that good? That's working for us right now, isn't it? Have I tried different hand grips on my firearm? Yes, I have. I love, what is it called? Talon grips. And they have like 2 different kinds. They have a rubberized like Talon grip. And they also have it's like the skateboard paper. You know, it looks like a little resin, like sandpaper almost. They have those 2 kinds. I like the rubber kind. It feels really good. And it makes me feel like I got more control on the firearm than normal. So I do like those. Yeah, it's like grip tape. Right. That's exactly what it is. So they're called Talon grips. You can look that up. They make them actually specifically for firearms, your model firearms, and it's just like a wrap that you put on your you actually put it on your gun. This is my Glock 22 that has it. See that? That's actually cut specifically for the Glock 22 or the Glock 17, and it's just a rubberized grip that you actually like lay over and put it on, and then it's like a skin almost that's on here, and it's very durable. I'm gonna upgrade. I'm gonna redo the one that's on my Glock 17 because I carry that one the most. But I've had these, man, at least 5 years, and it feels great. Feels great. So yeah, thank you very much. That Glock 22 is sexy, ain't she? She's sexy. But yeah, I definitely do that. I definitely would recommend those.
We're asking that they call Area 2 Detective Division at 312-747-8271 or CPD tip, the CPD tip line, and please share as much information as possible. The information can be anonymous,
He said we need to
but
bring
once
back
again,
racial
we truly need
profiling.
the information to identify these offenders. You can see how horrific a crime this was, and we're trying to bring these
Hell
offenders
no.
to justice and give.
Look, here's my thing. I don't understand why people. Profiling is definitely something you should be doing as law enforcement officers. I don't understand why they say. I mean, racial profiling is I don't know what that really is, because as a police officer, seeing a particular person in a area that is predominantly something else, it should be something that is, I guess that's going to stick out in any police officer's mind. If I see a white guy in the heart of the hood, what do you normally, as a police officer, what would you think? If you see a white chick, if you see a white dude in an all-black neighborhood, I'm going to think he's doing two things. He's either buying pussy or he's buying drugs. That's it. That's instantly what I'm going to think. And that's racial profiling. Based on the color of his skin, being in the area that he's in, I'm going to think those two things. Now, could he be living in that area? Sure enough, could be. But I guarantee you that that's what I'm going to, that most people, when you see a white person in the hood, they're doing one, if not both of those two things. He's buying dope or he's buying some pussy. One of those two, if not both. He may be buying some dope for the pussy he just bought. But either way, that's racial profiling. When you flip that shit the other way, black dude in a white neighborhood, what is he doing? Potentially selling some dope to a white person in that neighborhood, breaking in a house, or he's going to get some white pussy. One of those three. One of those three. And that's just, it's not a thing of saying, oh, you just doing this on purpose, but that's something that's going to be suspicious. Now, do I need to pull that person over, hold him at gunpoint, slam him on the ground, and all that shit? No. But definitely that person's going to be on my radar. Definitely that person's going to be on my radar. And if that person got expired tags, a busted headlight, a broken tail light, or does a Hollywood stop at a stop sign or runs a light, I'm absolutely pulling that person over. Because that person that's in that neighborhood, out of those that really what you would say is not normally being there or not supposed to be there, that person is more inclined to be committing a crime than the average person that does live in that neighborhood. That's just the truth. That is just the truth. It's like when you talking about just saying, well, what am I thinking about? You're putting together, and this is what the FBI does this. When they profile fucking serial killers, they take all of those encompassing things, their age, their race, their sex, and they put all of that shit together. There's certain things that they do in their crimes. They put it all together. That's why they call it profiling. What's that show that comes on, Headhunters? They take all that shit into effect and say, well, based on the crimes that's being committed and based on, in this area, in this demographic, I'm going to say it's this. I'm going to say it's this type of person that's doing this type of thing. It's a middle-aged white guy in his mid-30s. He's approximately maybe, 6'5", maybe, 280 pounds because of the way he's crushed the throats of his victims or some shit like that. It's all profiling. So then I'm going to be looking for that type of person. Now, could I be off or could I be wrong? Yes. But a generalization of what I'm looking for definitely helps. Marcus, talk to you about what? Please don't start trolling. I ain't got time for that shit tonight. If you ain't talking about no serious shit, then keep it moving. Email me. All right, let's
the family, some peace in this as well. So please review the video, please share it, and please push it out. We did recover the vehicle in this incident. So when you looked at the video, the vehicle that these offenders pulled up in was another stolen vehicle. It was a Ford Fusion. We have recovered that vehicle out in Tinley Park. And I want to thank all of our South Suburban police departments.
So the
Area 2 detectives have been working very closely with them on this investigation. And all of the South Suburban departments have been extremely helpful supporting us with this investigation. So I want to thank them for that support. And lastly, like I'm mentioning, the detectives really need the information here. We truly believe that these offenders can be identified. And the gentleman standing behind me now, they have offered rewards in order to bring these offenders to justice. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Early Walker at this time to speak for a minute. Early?
Yeah, Lion
Thanks,
Tribe.
Chief.
They jacked those cars
As stated,
so that
my
there's
group,
no way to link
I'm
them
telling
to
don't shoot group
the
of
person
business
that they
owners.
stole the car.
We have pledged a reward amount of $10,000 to add to the award amount that's already been placed. Here it is a man that gave his life to the city. Retired, finally was able to retire to try to enjoy his life.
Exactly.
And now his life has been taken. There's someone out here that knows who these individuals are. Do the right thing. Remain anonymous. As I stated before, one of the distinct things in our reward money is that you can receive a portion of the funds immediately. If you need those funds to relocate, to move, we just want justice for this family. Here it is, he was trying to get some popcorn, and his life was taken over a vehicle.
So it's like when you're talking about just saying like what he's doing, and kudos to this brother and the group of men that have gotten together to do this kind of stuff. And what I'm saying is this: when we talk about the black community, we talking about the hood, we talking about us stopping the violence and all of this type of shit, we shouldn't have to do this. Nobody should have to come up with 30 grand to get information about somebody that did some fuck shit like this. This guy wasn't no gangbanger. This guy didn't kill nobody cousin. He didn't shoot at nobody mama house. He didn't do shit to nobody but fucking serve the people in the city he lived in. Why ain't everybody in a fucking uproar tearing up the fucking city looking for these motherfuckers? This should be just undisputed. Oh, hell no. You ain't gonna just kill no fireman like this and think it's sweet, nigga. We all telling. The BDs, the GDs, the CDLs, everybody should be like, fuck that. You wrong, bro. Y'all fucked up. Well, he shot at us. Y'all fucked up. There is no honor amongst thieves anymore, man. And that shit has been gone for some 30, 40 years. Lion Tribe said, no, I understand that, but remember back in the day, you wouldn't jack for nothing less than a BMW. Well, see, here's why they jack for like a Ford Fusion. A Ford Fusion, number one, is a very common vehicle. It don't stand out. So it's very difficult to find when it's reported stolen. How many Ford Fusions do you see on the road? Versus a fucking BMW 725i, some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? That's it. It's a car that is very inconspicuous. People don't look for it. So when you steal that car, that car's what, 8 grand, 12 grand or some shit like that, a Ford Focus. Get a really nice one for what, maybe 18, but ain't nobody looking for that car. That car don't stand out. You can drive by 30 of them and wouldn't know it. Whereas if you driving by a BMW, you notice that car. It's a luxury car. It's a sports car. You notice a Corvette. You notice a Lexus. You notice a Mercedes. So that's why they don't steal those kind of cars. I can steal a Ford Focus, ride around the hood, do whatever dirt I'm gonna do, ditch that car, and ain't nobody gonna say shit. You park a Ford Focus on a block somewhere, and nobody will notice that car for weeks. You park a Mercedes-Benz 500 on somebody's block, and people ain't used to seeing that car. Everybody gonna be like, man, who the fuck driving that Benz, Joe? Oh, who driving that Benz? Ain't nobody touched that Benz. That Benz ain't moved in a week. Whose car is that? That's what people gonna say. As opposed to a Ford Focus, unless you parking in some old man parking spot that's used to parking in a certain spot on his block every day, ain't nobody gonna think two cents about that car being there. So it's a lot less inconspicuous. Helps you blend in.
So we are asking that if there's anyone out here, you guys have seen the video.
Yes, and please click that like button, click that subscribe button. We are still trying to get to 10,000 subs in the last few weeks of the year. I'm still believing God that we gonna do it. So y'all make sure y'all sub and share this shit.
Someone knows something. Someone went to school with one of these individuals. This family deserves justice. We do believe that you guys just wanted the vehicle. If you are one of the shooters out here, we don't believe this was an intentional act. We just want you to turn yourself in. This family deserves justice. Do the right thing.
Yep.
Thank you.
And no, this is not George Foreman. And he is not about to talk about the Foreman grill. Ay, shit.
Andrew Holmes, community activist. Thank you, Mr. Walker. We're in support, along with Father Michael Flager, and I have put up reward money. Mr. Williams, Lieutenant, life.
And if Father Flager put up reward
worth
money,
more than
thank
any
you. I
brown penny
appreciate
that
That's what's up.
we all can come up with.
I know I called him
But
out
if we have to
earlier.
put the bounty up to put it out there, then so be it. But you know what? I'm reaching out to the family members of these shooters. Family members, take a close look at this video.
Yeah, Daquan, he got a Bookman vibe.
If you
to him,
know
don't
this
he?
is your loved one,
Got that Bookman going on. With
all
that
the
bro.
detectives, either
Why?
give any.
I'm sorry, but why ain't the community came together and got this dude to somebody's barber's chair? Do y'all see how them sides are out? He needs to do better. You want to be a community activist? You want to show up to all of these events that happen in the neighborhoods and in the city and in the community? Then you need, yes, I said community. Yes, you need to get your shit shaped up before you come on TV. I'm sorry. If Al Sharpton can keep his shit fried, dyed, and laid to the side, nigga, you can put a number 4 guard on and hit that shit if you're trying to stay inside to keep from getting COVID. Go to Roy's Barbershop on 127th Street, right over in Blue Island. In Calumet Park. Go over to my boy, hit up my boy Milo. He can cut your shit up. My boy B Cuts. Google these niggas and get your hair cut. Your hair looking like this, you are too old, and this is embarrassing to black people to be on fucking TV with your hair like this. I'm sorry. God damn. If it ain't him, it's Lori Lightfoot. He said, COVID, G, no shop. Pay these niggas, man. Them niggas to pay, they'll cut your shit in the fucking basement. I don't care. Other than that, wear a hat or a turban. Goddamn, Lori Lightfoot got the city shut down. Niggas can't get no haircuts. And we got Bookman coming up here to speak for the people looking like this. This is unacceptable.
Any of us are called. Because sooner or later, you're going to get a knock at your door and you're going to wish you had her. I'm reaching out to the friends. I'm reaching out to the homies in the streets. I'm reaching out far as to those who are locked down. Love you all too. But when you see this video and you locked down and you know this your relative or you know this your homie, think about your father. What if this was your father? And to the shooters, you're going to have a son one day, if you don't already have one. What if he lose you if somebody do this to you? Take a hard look. Turn yourself in. All I'm urging you to do is turn yourself in. Because I put it to you this way, and I said it once before, and I stand on it. Guarantee you, they'll be apprehended, whether it's by the Chicago Police Department, U.S. Marshals, or the Fugitive Division. You'll never know what you left behind. Chief Tina.
And also by the George Foreman grill at the low price of $39.99. Or you can buy the George Foreman Giant Grill for just 3 payments of $19.99. Damn, boy, this nigga, that look like. Go look up the fight that happened over in Africa with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. This is the type of fro he got. He got a smaller one. Foreman shit was a little bit bigger, but his shit was definitely well manicured. This nigga looked like he was Foreman's cousin and was over in Africa with Foreman, but didn't get the cut in time. Damn.
Thanks, Early and Andrew. And these are the people that are supporting and the
damn
people that are
you,
putting up the reward
Lightfoot.
money. Right now, the reward money is it's over
down.
$30,000 in reward money for this specific incident. And that's
Right,
seems
the
to be
rumble in
growing.
the jungle.
So I could take a couple
There's a
of questions
rumble
now. I'm not
in the
going to go
jungle
too
up on
in
his
depth into
head.
obviously some of the investigative techniques that we're using, but I could probably take some general questions.
Jeez. I got that. What do you say, K. George? He got that Sherman Hemsley. He ain't got the
So there's a total
he
of
got
4
the George
suspects.
Jefferson.
So when you
That
look at
George
the video,
Jefferson got that
the
cul-de-sac
driver doesn't
going
exit
on.
the car. So
He
he's
ain't
the
got no
4 suspects.
cul-de-sac.
You
I'm
saw
gonna
3
give him his
suspects
props.
exit the car. We believe at least 2 of them discharged their weapons. And the third one, it's a little bit hard to tell from the video, but it's possible that he had a gun as well. So we believe 2 of the suspects did
yeah, all them
discharge
niggas
their
had
weapons
guns.
at the victim. And it's possible that the third suspect had a weapon as well. The 4th individual, as I mentioned, was the driver, and then they all made good their escape.
Yeah, I heard about that shit, Wolf Bear. I didn't even click on it. I let sleeping dogs lie.
So obviously we don't,
I'm trying to hold my
obviously
mule on
the
that one.
victim is gone, and you saw the video, and based upon the information that we know at this time and the investigation, that yes, the motive is carjacking. There's not another motive. They were going to take this, they were trying to take this individual's car.
Mm-hmm. You can't hear a word these motherfuckers saying. He just answered.
Yeah, he
the
went into,
question.
yes, he,
Yeah, he just knew
so
past
obviously
some shit.
where we need people to step up and identify them. The task force has been doing an excellent job arresting these offenders, but the plan is to expand that and even have, there's other detectives that are.
Let's watch this little piece here, and then we can go ahead and wrap this shit up.
Just what a loss. And our respect to the family.
Fellow Chicago firefighter and neighbor George Hardy was one of several people to speak at the scene of the murder of Dwayne Williams. The 65-year-old retired Chicago firefighter was killed around 2:30 Thursday afternoon during what police believe was an attempted carjacking.
What we are asking for is for the public to come forward and give us any little tip that they may think they have or they've seen.
Coming over details to follow, it just says a male shot.
Williams had just left a popcorn shop near 118th
that's
and
the spot.
Western and was walking towards his maroon Jeep Grand Cherokee when 3 armed men got out of a black Ford Fusion. Williams pulled his weapon and was shot in the stomach during an exchange of gunfire.
The victims that we've talked to have been owners of those specific vehicles.
Attorney Benjamin Kelly believes Williams could have been targeted because of the vehicle he owned. He claims carjackers and thieves can use laptops to steal them.
This isn't just people coming in with a gun and taking a vehicle. There's a computer component. They're able to access the fobs, able to access the security programs inside the vehicle.
Chicago police detectives investigating the murder of Dwayne Williams say it's something they're looking into.
Technology, it evolves, so this is something that's being investigated. It's fairly new that they can hack into a system this way.
Now, we looked into this, and it appears that thefts of Jeeps in particular in this manner have been happening across the country for the last couple of years. But the Chicago police detective who spoke today says they have noticed it here in Chicago just in this past year.
Yeah, I didn't know that they could use the laptop to specifically, I guess, hack those vehicles or whatever, and the key fobs and all that kind of shit. I didn't know that, but I guess they can, man. That's wild, man. They carjacking the fobs and shit now to get into the cars. I guess that's just technology being technology, I guess, and they've gotten a hold of it. But I guess my biggest thing with this here, man, is just, I didn't know Lieutenant Dwayne Williams, but I know someone who did know him, and he said nothing but glowing things about him. He said he was a great firefighter. He was a really good guy. A lot of people liked him. He had a great career as a Chicago firefighter, and it's like to go and do all that you've done to achieve the rank of lieutenant, and excuse me, and to finally earn the ability, the right to retire, and to just want to live your last days out with your family, going fishing or doing whatever the hell you want to do, doing nothing. That's your right, man. And that dude earned that. He earned that retirement. He earned that truck. He earned everything that he had, his family, his kids, all of them. And what people don't realize, and one of the things that just got me so pissed off, I said, man, can you imagine what that family's going to be like right now is one thing because of the initial shock of it. But let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Christmases from now. Just think about that. This is a few weeks before Christmas. How many days is it to Christmas? 16 days? And every year, his family is going to have to think about this. They're going to all have to deal with this. A mother who's lost a husband, children who've lost a father that they didn't have to lose because some maggot motherfuckers decided they wanted to take what he earned and what he had a right to. Just think about that. And it's like, I know that we all, that we're thinking about how fucked up this is now, but I'm thinking about later. I'm thinking about down the road. And it's like, man, they have to deal with that loss for the rest of their lives. And there's no telling how this dude was like 67 years old. He at least had another 20, 30 years left in him. So fuck all that. Because these young motherfuckers want to take his shit. And that's why I tell people like this, man. Those of you that carry guns, those of you that have concealed carry firearms, you need to train, because when a situation like this happens, you should be using extreme prejudice to dispatch these motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you straight up. I don't give a fuck about anybody that's coming to take somebody else's shit and losing their life. Fuck that. These young punks, I understand they may not have no daddies. I understand they may have grown up in fucked up situations, all that shit. But a guy who did it the right way, a guy who took care of his family, a guy who was a father, was a husband, was a fucking leader and an example in his community, served the fucking city, to be taken out by one of these motherfuckers, they are pieces of shit. They are fucking maggots. And anybody that comes up against them, eliminate these motherfuckers, man. You cannot reason with a savage. And I know that some people might think I'm being too harsh. I know some people might think, oh man, you just worsening the problem, man. Fuck that. We always try to make a way and try to understand what has happened to the bad guy. While all the while, the law-abiding citizen, the motherfucker who did it the right way, the motherfucker who did follow the rules, is the very same motherfucker that suffers the most. His family suffers the most. Because these little punk ass niggas that did this shit, they walking around right now breathing. They gonna get to see their family today. They gonna get to hug their mamas. They gonna get to see their cousins. They gonna get to fuck around with their hood rat bitches tonight, tomorrow, next week, until they get caught. These fucking savage motherfuckers don't have no mercy for them, man, because they have none for you. That whole shit is kill to be killed. That shit is real, man. Dispatch these motherfuckers with extreme prejudice. All that shit, I'm gonna shoot him in the leg, try to stop him. This ain't Lethal Weapon. You not Murtaugh. You need to be like Riggs. Put these motherfuckers down. I'm tired of these niggas. I'm not playing with none of these motherfuckers. You come up against me and mine, I'm gonna put your ass down and I'm gonna be the motherfucker telling the story. And this is why I get so pissed off when you hear these motherfucking liberal motherfuckers talking about gun control. When you hear these liberal motherfuckers talking about we need to get the guns off the streets. We need to do all... Fuck that. Why the fuck are we trying to penalize and restrict the law-abiding motherfuckers while these savage niggas run the fucking streets? Running amok. You got a bitch like Kim Fox getting them out on jail early. Putting them on house arrest instead of letting their ass sit in jail till they fucking court date come up. Then them motherfuckers get out of jail, get on the motherfucking ankle bracelet, cut the ankle bracelet off, go shoot another motherfucker. By the time the police even catch wind of it, and caught the motherfucker again. And shout out to everybody over on the United Guns of America channel. Appreciate y'all stopping through. Just think about that. All this shit, when you see the Beto O'Rourke's, when you see the motherfucking politicians that want to tell you how to fuck you protect and save yourself, save your life, these the motherfuckers that ain't there when he's motherfucking getting carjacked. Where's the Joe Biden buy a shotgun motherfucker at when this guy is in trouble? All of these motherfuckers talking about, you only like the dude who's in Cali, they only get 10-round magazines. What the fuck am I gonna do with 10 rounds when I got 10 niggas coming at me? This shit is ridiculous, man. You got good people dying all the time. And then you got these fucking politicians steady trying to disarm the good guy. We need more, what Obama say? We need make sense gun laws. Fuck out of here. You give every motherfucking U.S. citizen a fucking gun and let them motherfuckers defend themselves. Yeah, exactly. This guy had 4 guns coming at him. But don't nobody want to talk about that, though. Just like that lady who had that AR-15 in her backyard. And I did a video on that. That's on the United Guns of America channel. Lady was in the husband and daughter in the backyard arguing with some motherfuckers. These motherfuckers started beating this dude senseless. Luckily, his pregnant wife was able to grab the AR-15 and save her husband's life. Or they would have killed this dude. And if you're Irish, they would have killed him. That shit matters, man. I don't care what nobody says. I find it very problematic and I find it insulting and disrespectful for somebody who doesn't live where I live, who doesn't live the type of life I lead, and they're going to tell me what I get to have to protect my life. That makes no fucking sense. And anybody that's cool with these politicians, that are fine with these politicians telling you how to live your fucking life, then you motherfuckers don't deserve the freedoms that you have. I'm going to do a video probably tomorrow, later on this week, talking about how all this shit with COVID, how all this shit with this fucking election, how we got these politicians, these motherfuckers who have no fucking background in this shit, telling us what to do. All the while, they breaking all the rules. All these politicians in these motherfucking Democrat motherfucking ran cities are fucking bankrupting the cities. They fucking taxing the motherfucking citizens, the everyday common man. They motherfucking ain't doing shit but telling them, shut down, shut down, shut down. Meanwhile, they going out having dinner parties. There's a fucking alderman in Chicago that just did the shit the other day. Shutting the whole city down, but you and your fucking cohorts get to sit up and have a fucking dinner party in a fucking restaurant. The governor of Illinois. Shut down, shut down, shut down. Oh, I'm going to take my family out on this private yacht and we're going to go live out there. We're going to go to Florida. We're going to go live. We're going to go out here and have a dinner party. My daughter going to throw a couple of dinner parties with some of her friends. Motherfuckers did it in motherfucking California. This governor had like 12 motherfuckers at a dinner party. And y'all motherfuckers that vote for these motherfuckers, all y'all do is sit back and say, well, he did apologize. Nancy Pelosi did the shit. They get on TV, oh, I use bad judgment. That's not bad judgment. That's fuck you. If I'm the motherfucker telling everybody not to do something and I go do that very same thing, that's not me doing bad judgment. That's me saying, fuck that. Y'all got to do it. I don't. I'm better than y'all. I'm above what the fuck you guys are doing. I'm above the law that I'm putting on y'all and holding y'all to. That's what that is. And you stupid motherfuckers think just because you voted for them, you can't hold them accountable. You stupid motherfuckers that sit back and think, oh, well, at least it ain't Trump. Yeah, they did. That is kind of fucked up, but it ain't Trump, though. You a stupid motherfucker if you sit back and you okay with this shit and you ain't wilding the fuck out and pissed off. And you gonna still vote for the same motherfucker that's fucking you over, ruining your fucking neighborhoods, ruining your fucking state, ruining your fucking city, ruining your fucking economy, scaring you with COVID while they out fucking kicking it. Yeah, you're right, Bert. I need to save it for the next show. But I just want to say, man, you gotta fucking wise up to this shit, y'all. We have got to draw a line in the sand and stop letting these people that are taking advantage of us fuck us over. Salute to that man, Dwayne Williams, for standing your ground, man. It's unfortunate that you died. It's unfortunate that you didn't make it. But fuck that. We got to stand up against this fucking tyranny. We got to stand up against these fucking terrorists. We have to take a stand against these motherfuckers so that they will stop trying us. Good guys with guns, stop bad guys with guns. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Because if he didn't have a gun, he would have been on that video hands up and could have gotten fucking killed anyway. I hope these motherfuckers get caught and I hope they put them under the jail. I swear to God I do. I don't give a fuck what kind of life they've lived. I don't give a fuck what circumstances they grew up in. I don't give a fuck if they ain't got a daddy, they had a daddy, they got 4 daddies, or they got no daddies. Fuck that. Y'all took a good guy's life for nothing. Trying to take some shit that you didn't fucking deserve and you didn't fucking earn. Fuck them. Thank you, everybody that tuned in to the show. I appreciate you all. To everybody that hit the donate button, thank you guys so much. To everybody that checked me out for the first time, click the like button, click the subscribe button. If you're watching this on the replay, go into the comment section and tell me what y'all think about this. Tell me what y'all feel about this. I appreciate everybody that took the time out. Shout out to everybody on the United Guns of America channel. Thank you guys. I want to give a shout out to my man K Jordan. Hit your boy off with $10. Thank you so much, man. I want to give a shout out to my man Like a Boss. I don't want to say your name, I guess, you know. Hit your boy off with $1. That's my man James Washington. Bucket, I can say it. Want to give a shout out to Quintina Mays. Thank you. Hit your boy off with $10. That's what's up. And my man Michelle Colbray. Hit your boy off with $2. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Black, he said, for blacks need to ourselves first before racism. I guess need to check ourselves before racism. And shout out to a new person. My man Dion Rodriguez hit your boy off with $1 for the show. And my man Eric Dennis hit your boy off with $5. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate everybody that donated. If you're watching this on the replay, you still can donate. Thank you, Lion Tribe. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for subscribing. Click the like button and share this show with somebody. Please make sure that you comment on both channels. Let me know what y'all think about this. I do read my comments. Please let me shout out to Joe John. Thank you so much for subscribing too. I do read my comments. If you guys get any questions or anything like that, I don't mind answering them, as you can see, like I did tonight. But I just want to say, man, shout out to that man, Dwayne Williams. Thank you for your service, man. And I'm so sorry that your life ended so short when you were just getting into the golden years of your life, man, and to enjoy your retirement. I am so hurt at the fact that you don't get to do that. I'm more so hurt about your family having to suffer the fact that you're gone and will have to mourn your loss for years to come, man. Your grandchildren, your children, and the rest of your family members, man, my heart goes out to you guys. I'll be praying for y'all, and I hope that you guys have a good night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love y'all, man. This was a great show. I'm glad. I think I kept it under 2 hours too. That's what's up. So till next time, hey, I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab. Peace, and I'm out. Thank you so much, man. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world tonight. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that. Let's go. Peace. And thank you to all my